Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. In today's show, I'll be sharing the latest Bitcoin technical analysis. In breaking news, Swiss and Norwegian central bank discloses owning over $64 million in MicroStrategy stock. That's right, central banks are already buying BTC. And quoting the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Keiser, regarding him explaining how everything is going to zero against Bitcoin on the Alex Jones show, he says, if you cannot steal somebody's wealth, let me rephrase. If you cannot steal somebody's wealth through violence because Bitcoin is unconfiscatable, you could only approach people with the intention of fair trade, and that demonetizes violence. Breach. We'll also be discussing the first leverage MicroStrategy ETF officially launches in the United States, as well as Marathon Digital buys $249 million worth of Bitcoin. Reserves reach 25,000 BTC. We'll also be discussing the U.S. government's $590 million Silk Road Bitcoin transfer to Coinbase, unlikely to be sold, according to this analyst. We'll also be discussing historical study predicts Bitcoin will hit $164,000. I'll be breaking down the timeline. We're also going to be discussing Bitcoin reaching 1 million soon if inflation increases. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Welcome, Crypto Van. What it do? I know I'm streaming a little early today, so welcome everyone. I'm going to be streaming for the next couple of hours. We're live right now on X, Rumble, and YouTube. Shout out Sergio. Shout out C-List. Shout out Chandy 10 Music, the one and only. Shout out Craw Craw, Knox Bill, Bring Facts, Nas, Jack, and the rest of the fam. What's poppin', what's good? Welcome everyone to today's stream. I'm going to go ahead and pin the stream over on X so it's easy for you guys to find. Enjoy the theme music.
Oh my gosh, it's finally almost here. JV is going to talk to us. Crypto news is near. I can't stand waiting. There is no debating. I waited all day, maybe I need a life, but Bitcoin is all I can think about day and night. Hurry, JV!
And we're back and in the flesh. Welcome everyone to the live stream. Welcome to the pod. I did go ahead and pin the stream to the top of the X profile, so super easy to find. Shout out to the Orange Pill podcast. Appreciate all the reposts on the stream before I even began. And shout out Chandy 10 Music. JV is live on X, YouTube, and Rumble with the best show. Thank you for dropping the YouTube link. As I always encourage those of you watching over on X or Rumble to make sure to hit up the YouTube channel. That way you guys can interact in the chat as the chat feed is coming from the YouTube channel. Shout out Silver Spike. Appreciate the repost, broski. And shout out to Hodl House holding it down as well. Appreciate all the reposts. The one and only Max Keiser. The one and only Max Keiser. But yeah, yo, welcome everybody. What's poppin'? What's good in the hood? Hello, I noticed Bitcoin can't even fly over 61.5. Bitcoin was rejected many times. Cry me a river. Shakur, welcome, brother. Just compare the XRP price every time it's been 50 cents to Bitcoin price at the same day, and that should be all you need. Bitcoin is the best performing asset of all time, points out Craw Craw. That's right. It's only up like 60 million % since inception 15 years ago, since the Genesis block. Welcome, everyone. I am streaming live early today, obviously. So our schedule moving forward for this week. Today, obviously, 12 o'clock early stream. Tomorrow, Friday, same. It's going to be a 12 o'clock early stream. That's 12 o'clock Eastern. Same time zone right now, at least. Same time as Puerto Rico, 12 o'clock. Then Saturday, we'll move back up to 4. Sunday will be 4. And then Monday through Thursday of next week, it's going to be early at 12. Just FYI. And then every other week, it'll fix itself and be back to 4 o'clock. Yeah, I mean, just FYI. Free Ross, says Joseph. Free Ross, referring to Ross Ulbricht there. Let's get it. Hello, I noticed Bitcoin, Free Ross, price recovery mode. It's a great buying opportunity. I mean, we're on the cusp of reclaiming $60,000. 60 G's, baby.
Bitcoin, 60 G's, 60 G's. Buying opportunity for fifth level 60 G's.
What do you think, JV? I think who cares about a roaring kitty? Some boring kitty. Me? I'm for the bitty. I'm for the nippinator. I'm for Nipsey. That's all I gotta say.
What do you think, JV? By the bitty. Who cares about a roaring kitty? A boring kitty. Me, I'm for the bitty. I'm for the nippinator. I'm for Nipsey, not for the weirdo Kit Kat kitty cat. A kitty cat. I'm for stacking the stats.
Let's go. How do you know when she is going to be a woman president? What's a woman? Good question, facts. This question might have the masses confused and puzzled. Let's not hit them with such deep questioning so early in the day. Greg points out to Shakur, that's where the 0.886 Fibonacci level sits for the swing high low from November 2021 through today. So it is acting like resistance right now. August historically is a tough month for Bitcoin. Hi, if Trump gets the president, Bitcoin is going to fly to the moon, says Julie. Welcome to the stream, Julie Key Largo in the building. Good to have you here today with us. Welcome everyone just joining the stream. Again, we're live and in the flesh. I'm going to be live next couple of hours. If you guys can repost this, share it, spread the word. I will repost you over on X. So any repost with a quote will get reposted and I'll shout you out and make sure to be following you as well. Welcome Oracle. Now the party can begin.
Stack the sats, ain't no thing, baby. It's a chance to stack those sats. Chance to stack those bitties. Baby, you never heard about me with another coin. Bitcoin. On my mind, on my Bitcoin. And my Bitcoin on my mind. 60 G's.
No need to apologize for doing God's work, taking care of the animals there, the Oracle. Let's kick it right into high gear. If you're new to the channel, very important, smash the likes, hit the bell icon, then turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every day like this. It's important to hit that bell icon, turning on notifications, because we stream live at different times. And if you don't have notifications turned on, you won't know exactly whenever I go live. So very important. Today is pod episode 1731. I'm your host, JV. It is August 15th, 2024. Happy Thursday. Let's kick it off with our market watch as we do each and every day. Bitcoin back in the green, which is a nice look. You can see Bitcoin just shy of 59,800 on Coin360. We have Ether also barely back in the green, just under 2,700. Solana, Tron, and Cardano in the green as XRP and AVAX are correcting and in the red. And checking out coinmarketcap.com. The current crypto market cap sits at $2.11 trillion with 62 billion in volume for the past 24 hours, and Bitcoin dominance 56% even, with the Ether dominance 15.2%. And shout out to CoinMarketCap for fixing their site and putting it back the way it used to be, because their update really sucked. So yeah, now you can see the information all at the top. Or did I speak too soon? It just updated, went back to the other way I hate. But nonetheless, I digress. Checking out top 100. Gainers in the past 24 hours, we got Phantom leading the pack, followed by Aave, eCash, and Arweave. Below that, Gala, Litecoin, and Ordi. Which alts, if any, fam, are you guys bullish on? Holla at your boy. And checking out the crypto bubbles, we get a visual perspective on the day and the market. I'd say roughly 30% in the green, maybe 70% still in the red, correcting. Zooming out on the monthly. Not looking so pretty here. Roughly 90% of the market, wreck city. So as you can see. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index today, we're at 29 in fear. I believe once we tap 25, that's extreme fear. So we're so close. Yesterday was a 30. Last week it was a 20 in extreme fear, right before we had a nice recovery. And last month is 65 in greed. So there you have it. My crypto fam, let me know your thoughts as far as the price action in the markets before we dive into our live Q&A, or not Q&A, but TA, technical analysis. If the Fed keeps printing, a Bitcoin will take more money to acquire less BTC. That's right, we early today, no BS. The Fed will always print, just stack the biddies and hodl. JV was up 6 a.m. this morning. The Fed will always print, just stack the biddies and hodl, not a one cycle play. Exactly. I encourage fam to hodl at least 2 cycles. If you're going to take Bitcoin seriously as an asset class and or as an investment and or as a legitimate savings, please save for 2 cycles. I think you guys are capable of hodling for 8 years or more, because history has shown us, and thank you, JC, for the repost. Thank you, Anchor Link, for the repost. I'm just reposting everyone as I'm ranting here. So thank you guys. And I totally just lost my train of thought, but I was about to make a really valid point. Welcome to the live stream, family. Welcome to the live stream. But yeah, fear, it's for them. That's how they control folk, with fear. If you are fearless, you are unstoppable in this world, right? So it's very important to detach from the FUD, the fear, right? The unexpected BS from whatever FUD sources they're coming from. Hitting a fear, a higher price each time, good. Fear equals FOMO, precisely. So typically when we enter extreme fear, we get a nice pump. So that's exactly what the Oracle is pointing out. It seems that more and more people plan to hodl Bitcoin long term, spend it if they must, preferably take loans, but not sell it like a stock. That's right, because Bitcoin is not a stock. All stocks can be confiscated from you. Bitcoin cannot. So why would you trade it like a stock? Also, Bitcoin is perfect money. There's a finite limited supply. So considering that, it's like, who would be selling their precious, most scarce apex predator to ever exist? It's idiocracy to be selling your Bitcoin, right? I am on a streak with attendance winning. Shout out Jason Buck. Appreciate you tuned in live again, brother. What's the second best crypto? I thought you never ask. Let's ask Mikey Saylor. Take it away, Mikey.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay, what's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm number one. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? The point is, if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura. Take all.
Do you know how long forever means? Forever. Till the end of time is forever. And does time end? Never. Welcome everyone just joining us. Just good to see Bitcoin back in the green. Already 300 people on the stream. We're just getting started. We just finished our market watch. We're about to dive into today's Bitcoin technical analysis, aka astrology for the broskies. Pull up some of the live charts. A lot of news to be sharing with you. That's right. We number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go. Yeah, ye, some say, look, chapakao sup. I know Oracle knows that. This is my second beginning of the bull cycle. I've survived the COVID crash and every crash since. Congratulations on your survival there, Bring Facts. Very well done. Very well. But yeah, let's dive right into today's technical analysis. Let's check out some of the charts and what's popping. This headline reads, and yes, big UFC fight. I was actually watching the interviews earlier, so that's why it was on my screen. But yeah, Saturday Adesanya is fighting, I forget pronounce the guy's last name, but the white looking guy from South Africa, Drakus, whatever the name is, but I digress. Headline here reads, Bitcoin sell pressure may break 56,000 support as options expiry looms. That's right. The upcoming crypto options expiry is threatening to add a significant amount of Bitcoin sell pressure. That can take the price below another key support level. Over 1.4 billion worth of Bitcoin options are set to expire August 16th, 8 a.m. That's tomorrow morning. According to Deribit, this sets Bitcoin's max pain point to 60,000, right at that psychological level, which indicates the price at which most option contracts would expire worthless. However, according to Cointelegraph data, Bitcoin fell over 3.6% during the past 24 hours to trade at 58,000 as of 8:30 a.m. This means that the 1.4 billion worth of options will expire and introduce more downside volatility unless Bitcoin can stage a recovery above 60 Gs, which we're roughly $200 away from, ironic enough. That's the line in the sand. Periods close to options expiry generally bring more price volatility into the crypto market. So, could Bitcoin ETFs help boost the Bitcoin price recovery? Absolutely. Inflows into the US spot Bitcoin ETFs were positive for 2 consecutive days, but then turned negative again on August 14th, as of yesterday, with net outflows exceeding 81 million, according to Farside data, as you can see on your screen. Now, the favorable CPI reading could catalyze more inflows into the Bitcoin ETFs. According to Bitfinex analysts who shared the following, the favorable CPI data is expected to catalyze further inflows. Investors are likely positioning themselves to benefit from the expected rate cut and the potential for a broader market rally. As a result, we might observe continued and possible accelerated inflows into these ETFs, reflecting a shift in sentiment towards risk-on assets. Now, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics reported July CPI data on August 14th, yesterday, showing annualized price increases for consumers of 2.9%. Wow, they got inflation under control. Fantastic. Which marks the lowest rate increase since 2021. We all know they fudged the numbers. That's why I'm saying it sarcastically. ETF inflows can significantly contribute to the crypto's price appreciation. For Bitcoin, ETFs accounted for about 75% of new investments into Bitcoin by February 15th, as it surpassed the 50,000 level, which I recall being on February 12th, the day after my birthday. Bitcoin can dip below 56,000 before amassing more upside momentum. Based on the market sentiment around the Bitcoin whales, who are the larger holders, Bitcoin is likely heading to the 56,000 support, according to a post by Trade Confident crypto research platform, who shared, based on the current market indicators, we are looking at 56,000 for Bitcoin's next move. However, we're on the cusp of reclaiming 60,000, so keep that in mind. Now, another analyst shared the following. Now the price of Bitcoin is expected to reach the next demand zone of 56. When Bitcoin price comes near the 56 zone, we'll try for a long. So there you have it, yo. And in other news, Swiss and Norwegian central bank discloses owning over 64 million worth of MicroStrategy stock, as the central banks are already officially buying the biddy, getting the ETF exposure. And quoting Max Kaiser from recent interview on Alex Jones, if you cannot steal somebody's wealth through violence, or let me rephrase again, if you cannot steal somebody's wealth through violence because Bitcoin is unconfiscatable, you could only approach people with the intention of fair trade, and that demonetizes violence. So that's how Bitcoin demonetizes violence. There's a real life example. And now let's check out some of the live charts. Here we're looking at the monthly. Let's zoom into the 1 hour, and then we'll work our way out. This is brought to you by TradingView via Coinbase. You can see there's a rectangle formation going on right now. You can see there's a couple of targets on the 1 hour chart. We got one sitting at 66, roughly $200 away from where we're at. And we do have a target south sitting all the way down at 53.4 on the 1 hour chart. We're going to zoom out a little more, get a broader perspective. Here's the 4 hour chart. On the 4 hour, you can see quite a few different targets. The one most north is currently just above 66,000, very similar to the one on the 1 hour. And then we also have a target sitting a little lower than that as well. Let's see here. I'm sorry, that was 66,000. I'm thinking 60, same as the hourly, but 66,000. That's pretty lit. And we also have a target sitting all the way down at 53,000. And then zooming out a little further, we'll check out the 1 day. Again, this is live and in the flesh. Look at that, almost what is that called? Almost had a God candle, that big green candle you see after we tapped the bottom of 49. We call that a demigod. It was over 5,000 on the daily chart. But anyways, this is the daily chart. You can see right here. We do got a green candle forming, so hopefully we can continue with that and climb back above that 60,000 psychological resistance. And on the 1 week, typically the most bullish chart, we still have that massive cup and handle target sitting at $125,500. Let me know if you feel that cup and handle target is in play for this particular year of 2024. Do you think we'll hit six figures, clear that target? Let me know your thoughts. And there you have it, yo. And what else do we have here? No, we shared that. So yeah, let me know your thoughts before we dive into our next story of the day and discuss MicroStrategy ETF launching futures in the United States, which is an interesting concept. Does the meme with the group of thirsty looking females, ain't the caption he bought Bitcoin in 2019 and hodled apply yet? Asking for a single Chad? No, I think you nailed it. Hodl and chill. Welcome to the stream, brother. Bitcoin to 100,000 by the end of the year. Send it. Over 400 people already on the stream. Thank you guys for the support. Appreciate the shares, the reposts, the likes, all that fun stuff. My Oracle, a gecko, says next week is the big week for the ascent towards 100,000. Well, of course, your Oracle, the gecko, knows best. So thank you for sharing, Silas. And let's not mix that with the Oracle in our chat. That's a different Oracle. Average inflation rate is 28%. There you go. That sounds more accurate. They lowered it from their high of 37.2%. Sure, inflation is under control. There's nothing to worry about, Oracle. They said it's under 3%. Nothing to worry about here. Bitcoin exchange reserves near all-time high low. Bitcoin mining difficulty near all-time high. Bitcoin CME, Bitcoin futures 59,945, $65 more to 60 G's, baby. And speaking of 60 G's, take it out. Let's go.
60 G's, buying up or to it.
Hyperinflation happens when the printer goes brr. We are in the loot the treasury phase of the collapse. Weiner Republic much? Pretty much there, facts. The pros can wait for 56, but I am not waiting. They not like us. Preach, Joseph. Agreed, except we aren't wheeling the wheelbarrows full of money to buy a loaf of bread. Good point there, the Oracle.
Bitcoin. But I don't sweat it because it's just pathetic to let it get me involved in that sell on the dip crowd, sell on the dip crowd, dip sell, dope sell, no sell, no I won't Bitcoin sell.
I'm no sellout. Shout out Boss 33. Crypto News Alerts is now live. Don't miss the best show in crypto. Just reposted your broski. Hodl and chill. Put hodl be thy name. Amen. Come and join the live right now. Just reposted you. And Giovanni Crispino, best show on Bitcoin JV. Thank you, brother. Shout out Guido. You have a superior asset. It's going up forever, Laura. That's right. Eric, JC, the rest of the fam. Greatly appreciate all the reposts. 60 G's, send it. We're only 200 away. Let's go.
I'm no sellout. Bitcoin. Roger out. Roger out.
Amen. Good morning to all the future millionaires. Good afternoon, good evening, depending upon what side of the world you're in. They don't need to print the actual dollar bills even. They just push the button pretty much. They just add a zero. Doop, enter. Add another zero to the deficit. Okay, sure. Doop. Simple as that. They're not actually printing the money. We're actually heading towards a cashless society, if you haven't figured that out. In fact, how many of you are still using cash on a day-to-day basis? Let me know. I'm curious. Pronounce Weimar. Did I say it right this time? Important historical lesson are the ones repeating currently. Thank you, Facts. JV, I think we have the same phone, same case. Yeah, I remember this is an older phone. I think it's a 14. Got it maybe 3 years ago. And the case, I remember, was on the Apple website. It's kind of popular now. A lot of people have it. JB, yep. We have it, had inflation. Now, what phone are we on? Are we like at 17 yet? I may be due for a new phone soon. You guys got to let me know. And what am I missing out on? Because I know there's some newer versions out there. JB, I think we have the same. Yep, we have the inflation's 20% for 3 consecutive quarters. That officially puts us in a depression. So we're in a depression right now. But of course, listen to Sleepy Joe's. Yeah, I mean, team, they'll tell you the United States of America has never been stronger. The economy's never been better. And that we've never had inflation such under control before in our lives. That's the mainstream narrative, isn't it? Yep, I use the cash to buy the beer. There you go. Liquid gold. Beer. Okay, so it is, yep. So Weimar equals Weimar. So we pronounce it Weimar. Weimar, Germany. And that's where we had hyperinflation occur, correct? Just making sure I got that right. Welcome, everyone, just joining the stream. Now over 500 people here live and in the flesh. iPhone 15 is the current model. Oh, okay. So I'm not too old. I'm not too out of date. The new one is soon. Wow. Have they announced what the new one is going to include? I want to know. Typically, it's just a clearer camera every time. Maybe they'll have 4 cameras on the back instead of 3. Running out of innovation, Apple. You're running out of innovation. But anyways, next story of the day. This is a big story I saw in the headlines. The first leveraged MicroStrategy ETF launches in the U.S. That's right. They've officially launched a leveraged MicroStrategy ETF. Very interesting, right? The first Bitcoin-related leverage ETF has debuted in the U.S. in another significant development for institutional crypto adoption. Can you say FOMO? The new leveraged MicroStrategy ETF, which is MSTX, seeks to provide 175% long daily targeted exposure to MicroStrategy. The ETF could help offer more leverage exposure to Bitcoin, according to Sylvia, the CEO of Defiance ETFs, who said in an August 15th announcement earlier today, we're amplifying the potential for investors seeking long leverage exposure to Bitcoin. Given MicroStrategy's inherent higher beta compared to Bitcoin, MSTX offers a unique opportunity for investors to maximize their leverage exposure to the Bitcoin market within an ETF wrapper. That's right. Now, ETF inflows can significantly contribute to a crypto's price appreciation. For Bitcoin, ETFs accounted for about 75% of the new investment in the crypto by February 15th as it surpassed the $50,000 mark. Now, MicroStrategy outperformed 499 out of 500 in the S&P 500. In fact, just keeping it 100, MicroStrategy even outperformed Bitcoin since the past 4 years since they adopted it as a strategic reserve asset. So MicroStrategy is one of the first publicly traded companies to hold Bitcoin on the balance sheet. In fact, I believe it is the first. Correct me if there was another first I'm not aware of. The company has outperformed 99% of the firms in the S&P 500, according to an August 11 post by Michael Saylor. Here's what he shared. 4 years ago today, MicroStrategy adopted Bitcoin as its primary treasury reserve asset. Since then, MSTR has outperformed 499 of 500 stocks in the S&P. I mean, numbers don't lie. Look at this. The top 10 performing stocks in the S&P 500. And clearly, Super Micro shows 1,584%. I have no clue what that company is. I've never heard of it before, but damn, that's pretty impressive. Below that, we have MicroStrategy at 995%. You can see in the orange. We have NVIDIA, 838%, a multi-trillion-dollar market cap company. We got Targa Resources, 564%. Artista, 504%. Eli Lilly, 483. Builders First Source, 460%. Quanta, 439. Howmet, up 420. Happy 420 family. And Marathon Petroleum, up 300. 74%. Those are the top 10 performing stocks. Now, the new leverage ETF could generate significant interest amongst investors due to the MicroStrategy stock attractive price performance, which outperformed Bitcoin during the past months. During the past 6 months, MicroStrategy shares rose over 70%, while Bitcoin price only rose 13%, according to this data from Bitstamp. Now, due to the risky nature of leverage investments, the fund is not targeted towards retail, but more sophisticated investors, according to the D-Finance announcement, who share here. The fund is not suitable for all investors. The fund is designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors, such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. And quoting Balchunas, the Bloomberg ETF analyst, it'll be the most volatile ETF you can get in the U.S. market, edging out MSOX 2X weed. A big step in the hot sauce arms race. So there you have it. A big step in the hot sauce arms race. How many of you are bullish on MicroStrategy? Maybe you have exposure to MicroStrategy, or how many of you planning on any of you sophisticated investors going to be tapping into the first levered ETF, trading option, which is MicroStrategy? Let me know your thoughts there, yo. Bitcoin Trump dump, says Amer. Supermicro makes the equipment that NVIDIA chips go into. Go figure. Interesting. We are screwed, says Amer. I will take the 2 wheelbarrows and get rid of the ish in them. JV, I keep my iPhones from 4 to 5 years, so I get a big boost. Some years innovation and components are ready, other times not. Apple appears slow, but waits until something new is robust. Good point there. Get me a big-ass jug of crypto, says Aussie. Crypto juice? I'm sipping on it. If crypto was a juice, it might be ginger love. It might be. Ginger love, purified water with lemon, ginger, and pineapple. The best part, how many sugars are in this? A total of 1 gram. A whopping total of 1 gram of sugar. So this ginger drink is for the win. What up, fam? Big Pito in the house. Shout out Big Pito El Chorizo. Got MicroStrategy, hoping to hold it for 1 year for tax purposes. Right on. Right on. MicroStrategy did a 10-1 stock split on August 8th. They hold 226,500 biddies. Dollar cost average value 40,000. Many on a 2x leverage. If so, Bitcoin 2x this cycle. MicroStrategy will 4 to 5x. Less than $200 away from 60 G's, fam. Let's go.
60 G's, 60 G's.
Buying opportunity for 5th level sexy G's. What do you think, JV? Oh, by the biddy, who cares?
And shout out Giovanni again. I just saw a second repost, just reposted Jabrowski, and that goes for anyone else as well. Over 600 people live and on the stream right now. We're going to be streaming at least for the next 90 minutes. Anyone who reposts this with a quote on X will get reposted. I will shout you out, and I'll make sure to follow you back. So it's a win-win. Bitcoin will reach 100,000 in 2053. Someone's sour. Somebody not a Bitcoin holder? Do we have a no-coiner in the chat? Honest question. Just curious. C-list, I would buy MicroStrategy on a Roth 401k for the tax-free gains, says El Chorizo. Word up. ProShares already has the leveraged Bitcoin ETF. BITU. So maybe I should say first publicly traded company. I don't know if that's a publicly traded company. Maybe it is. I don't really have any idea. When Bitcoin giveaway starts, honestly, Jimmy, I don't think I've did a Bitcoin giveaway in probably a couple of years. I did have like a several month run giving away Bitcoin every stream, but then the scammers became so annoying with scamming me that I decided to never give away Bitcoin again. So you can thank scammers. They're not fun to deal with. They just got to cheat and everything. I try to have a legitimate giveaway. Probably was legitimate for the first week, and then I caught on to the scammers. Yeah, so that's why. Blame it on them. No more Bitcoin giveaways. So, but anyways, fam, next stream of the day, the next story of the day, let's discuss a little deeper into Marathon Digital. They officially pulled the trigger and purchased 249 million worth of Bitcoin and now hold 25,000 BTC. Pretty wild, right? So Bitcoin miner, Marathon Digital. How many of you have exposure to any of the Bitcoin miners? Let me know. They just officially purchased another 249 million worth of Bitcoin after raising 300 million from a senior note offering. On August 14th, the miner said it used part of the note sale proceeds to buy around 4,144 BTC at an average price of roughly 59,500, which brought its strategic Bitcoin reserve to over 25,000 BTC. Marathon saw net proceeds of around 292 million for its convertible senior notes due in September of 2031, which bear a 2.125% annual interest rate. Not too shabby. It's almost like borrowing money for free. And our convertible into cash, Marathon stock, or both, as Marathon shared the official announcement on X. Marathon secures 300 million through an oversubscribed offering of convertible senior notes. And this play, we call it the Michael Saylor put. He pretty much copied what MicroStrategy does. With proceeds, we purchased 4,144 BTC, worth 249 million, boosting our strategic Bitcoin reserve to over 25,000 BTC. Marathon said the remaining cash from the note sales would be used to buy more Bitcoin and for general corporate purposes, possibly including strategic acquisitions. Now, a Marathon spokesperson shared that the company believes Bitcoin is the premier strategic treasury asset and is adopting a multifaceted strategy for acquiring the biddy. In the latest Bitcoin hoard, it comes after it purchased 2,282 BTC in July for 124 million, which Marathon CEO and chairman Fred Thiel said was part of their HODL strategy. And we all know HODL be thy name, right? Marathon shares closed down 2.26% on the day to $15. Its share price is now down 34% year to date, according to Google Finance, as you can see here. And earlier in August, Marathon's second quarter earnings missed the Wall Street estimates. It posted revenues of 145 million, which were 9% lower than estimated, but still enjoyed a 78% year-over-year bump from quarter two of 2023. It comes as crypto mining profitability has hit a record low after the Bitcoin halving, which occurred April 19th, which cut mining rewards in half. Miner hash price, which measures the mining profits, fell to a record low in early August. BlockBridge reported that the large public miners, especially Marathon, which had the highest all-in mining costs in August, will struggle to make a profit. So there you go, yo. You already know smart money is accumulating the biddies like there is no tomorrow. 25,000 Bitcoin now on the balance sheet for Marathon Digital after that recent $249 million Bitcoin purchase. Let's go. Shout out Digital Dangness. Let's go. What's poppin', broski? Welcome to the stream, brother. Good day to you as well. Appreciate you. Shout out everyone just joining the stream. Again, we're live and in the flesh on X, Rumble, and YouTube. I'm going to be streaming at least for the next 90 minutes. We started roughly 30 minutes ago. We had to go early today, and remember, tomorrow we will be going early as well, around this time, 12 o'clock. And then Saturday, Sunday, we'll be back to our normal schedule of 4 p.m. So let's go. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to check the X feed again. Anyone who reposts will get reposted and shouted out. Let's get it. 60 G's. We so close.
Not a roaring kitty, a boring kitty. Not me. I'm for the bitty. I'm for the nippinator. I'm for Nipsey. Not for the weirdo Kit Kat kitty. Cat a kitty cat. I'm for stacking the sats. Stack the sats. Ain't no thing, baby. It's a chance to stack those sats. Chance to stack the bitty.
Someone shared with me a hilarious meme, reposted the stream with the meme. I got to show it to you. So it's like, there's a goat outside, and the little boy's pointing to the goat. It's Trump dancing. That is hilarious. Chadwick, that is hilarious. Aussie Crypto, I just reposted your brother. Thank you.
Baby, you never heard about me with another coin. Bitcoin.
My mind on my Bitcoin, and my Bitcoin on my mind. 60 G's, a buying opportunity. So stack those biddies, fam. Hit the likes, you bunch of degens. Thanks for the reminder, JBZ. It just hit me. Or do y'all ever think you didn't stack enough Bitcoin and a bear, hoping for another shot? I think that's everyone in Bitcoin. We all shoot ourselves down and say, oh, if only I bought more Bitcoin. But there's only so much Bitcoin you can buy. So the key, there's never enough. There should never be like, oh my God, I achieved it. I hit the whole coiner status. I'm golden. Just continue to stack the biddies. Bitcoin is a lifelong journey of stacking biddies. So keep that in mind. We have never made it. I even guarantee you Michael Saylor's mindset is like, I don't have enough Bitcoin. And he has over $1 billion worth personal stash. MicroStrategy has 226,500. And he's saying, oh, we need more Bitcoin, right? So there's no such thing as enough Bitcoin. You just always stack the sats. Forever, Laura. Salam family, shout out Muhammad, what's poppin'? U.S. government still selling their Bitcoin? Well, yesterday they did transfer 10,000 Bitcoin to Coinbase. However, we're going to be covering a story that there's no intention of selling, at least according to the analyst, but we shall see. Thank you for the disclaimer, Dankness. This is not financial advice. The information provided is from recent news articles for entertainment and discussion only. Always do your own research before investing in cryptocurrency, as investing is very risky. Never invest what you can't afford to lose, and only keep in the bank what you can afford to lose. True story. I have a family member, an uncle, and he just got $6,000 out of his Wells Fargo account wiped out, stolen, gone, ghost, adios. So be careful leaving money in the bank. It's not safe. I've had to have 1/1,000,000th worth of the total supply. I have to have exactly. Did I get it right on this? Yes, good enough, Dankness. Pretty good. That's a good disclaimer. Hello, Muhammad's brother. Shout out Muhammad's brother. What's poppin', brother? Good to see you. Close to 800 people on the stream. I bought the dip. Well, hallelujah to that. That's a celebration. Red panty night. Back at your home with your wife.
It's red panty night when you sanctify me, eh? Back at home with your wife. It's a celebration.
It's a celebration. Ask Connor. Anyways. Next story, yo. We discussed Marathon Digital's massive buy. Now let's discuss that Bitcoin that just moved from the U.S. government that caused, I believe, the drop from yesterday when we were 61,000 in the morning. We dropped to 59 like that. It was as soon as the U.S. government moved roughly 10,000 Bitcoin from Mt. Gox to Coinbase. But check this out. U.S. government's 590 million Silk Road Bitcoin transfer to Coinbase is unlikely to be sold, at least according to this analyst. So let's be hopeful here. Let's see. The U.S. government transferred nearly 600 million worth of Bitcoin to Coinbase, but it is unlikely to transform it into selling pressure. The U.S. government transferred 10,000 Bitcoin, I believe that was yesterday, worth over 593 million. Well, it says on August 15th today, according to this source. The Bitcoin was sent to a Coinbase Prime deposit wallet, according to on-chain analytics firm Arkham Intelligence. So despite the initial concerns, the Bitcoin is unlikely to be sold, according to Ryan Lee, chief analyst at BitGet Research. So if the U.S. government dumps this Bitcoin, we blame Ryan Lee because he's claimed they're unlikely to sell it. Quoting him here. This does not mean that the 10,000 Bitcoin has already been sold. Last month, the U.S. Marshal Service, an agency under the U.S. Department of Justice, announced a partnership with Coinbase Prime to safeguard and trade the large digital assets. Now, I don't know if Coinbase Prime has any relation to Optimus Prime. That's a joke for my Transformer youngins out there. But anyways, whales can have a significant impact on the Bitcoin price. Investors often follow the transactions of the large hodlers to gauge potential incoming selling pressure. Now, August's agreement between Coinbase and the US DOJ could signal an intention to trade the large market cap cryptos like the BTC. However, the government may have simply transferred the assets for safe custody, not active trading, according to Lee. Quoting him here. After all, Coinbase is the primary custodian for the U.S. ETFs, and it is a possibility that the U.S. government entrusted the Bitcoin to Coinbase for safekeeping. Moreover, a nearly 600 million sale is unlikely since it would have a drastic impact on the Bitcoin due to the current market liquidity. Quoting him again. based on the current price performance. While there is a possibility of it being sold in the market, it is not very likely. So at least he's keeping it real and saying he don't think it's going to happen, but there's absolutely a probability they can sell it. So that's 100. The U.S. is currently the largest geopolitical Bitcoin holder, a point recently highlighted by Trump. If elected, he promised not to sell any of the U.S. government's Bitcoin holdings. Let's go. The recently transferred 10,000 biddies were originally seized during the Silk Road raid back in 2022 when the DOJ announced seizing 50,000 BTC from the dark net marketplace. I don't know if they meant 2012 because 2022 seems too recent for Silk Road hack. So I don't know. There seems to be some errors in this article. But nonetheless, at the beginning of April, the U.S. government transferred $2 billion worth of Bitcoin seized from Silk Road in the first significant on-chain movement of the funds since their seizure. The Silk Road marketplace, defunct now for more than 10 years, since 2014, allowed users to buy and sell illicit goods, including weapons, drugs, and stolen credit card information. U.S. authorities arrested its creator, Ross Ulbricht, in 2013. He's currently serving 2 life sentences because 1 life sentence just wasn't enough without the possibility of parole. Now, pretty wild. Now, of course, Trump has come out and said if he is elected president, he will pardon Ross day one on the job. I believe RFK Jr. repeated the same sentiment. So there's some hope. Hopefully, we don't get a certain individual in office that is a Democrat that doesn't allow Ross to get pardoned and doesn't embrace Bitcoin and continues as an enemy of Bitcoin, because we already know the current, what's the term? People controlling the government hate Bitcoin, despise Bitcoin. And there is a war against Bitcoin, if you haven't noticed. Gary Gensler is a part of that war. Miss Yellen is a part of the war. Senator Warren, Miss Pocahontas is a part of the war, right? Kamala is a part of the war. Biden is a part of that war. These are all enemies of Bitcoin. We don't want them in office. Bitcoin to 1 million by the end of the year. Sure, okay, says Wisdom. A lock candle to 150,000 to 170 per Bitcoin is here. We need to have 100,000 party and 150K out of party. Sounds good to me. What if we had 100 during the party and by the end of the party it's 150? And then we say, hey, don't go home. We're just going to party it up. After party. The after party may be at my casa. How many people can we put in this crib? Kind of reminds me of, like, remember House Party back in the day? I was like 5. Remember Kid and Play? The party's at the fun house. The party's at the fun house. Feel the groove. I feel it. I feel it. Yeah. Give it a little love. Ooh, ah, ooh, ooh, ah. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember Kid and Play? Their parents go out of town. They throw a big party. Hundreds of people. Of course, the police get called. What's a party without the police? The Deep State JV. That's right, the Oracle. The 3-letter gangs are the anti-Bitcoin. True. But those are the people that control. So I did a poll the other day. Orange Pill Podcast reposted it. So shout out again, Max Kaiser and the Orange Pill Pod. But I did a poll and I asked, I just want to share the results with you. This is actually very interesting. I asked who really runs the U.S. government? Like, who's in charge? Who's running the show? And here's the poll. And it's still active, so you can see this on my X. And this is mind-boggling and not mind-boggling at the same time. But here's what's interesting. Who really runs the USA? 4% of the people out of 340 votes put the president. So I think it's safe to say we all agree that the president does not run the United States of America. Is that a safe assumption? 26% put the Federal Reserve, 32% put Israel, and 38% put BlackRock. Now, obviously, another option I didn't have room for, I could have put the Deep State, because the Deep State probably controls BlackRock, potentially Israel, I don't know, and obviously the Federal Reserve. And these 3-letter organizations are a part of that. So president doesn't control anything as far as running the country. It's the 3-letter organizations that run the scene. Would you guys agree to that? Let me know. I found that very interesting. Shout out Charlene. I see the repost. We missed the show, and the fam yesterday went on a fun field trip. Well, glad to hear you went on a field trip. Sounds like you enjoyed yourself with the fam. So shout out Charlene. What's for lunch today? Let's see if you'll share your lunch. I think you had some Jamaican shrimp or something the other day. I just reposted you, Charlene. I appreciate that. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on that poll. Who really runs the government? Screw Pocahontas. Hilarious. Camel can do more hawk tua. Wait, hawk tua to the Bitcoin holders when fiat goes to zero. Let the stolen Bitcoin be sold to Bukele at the price they confiscated at. Right? He'll take the biddies off your hands. Good morning, KCC. Good morning, Diana Jones. We now got 900 people on the stream, so appreciate y'all. Let's continue, though. We got a lot to share yet. Coming from Cali, California in the house, represent. Our next story of the day, let's discuss a $164,000 target. Then we'll discuss $1 million target, and then we'll dive into some live Q&A and all that fun stuff. So yeah, this headline reads, historical study predicts Bitcoin to hit $164,000. Let's break down the timeline here. So here we go. The concept used in the analysis is decaying peaks. I believe we touched upon this yesterday as well, referring to the progressively lower returns seen in successive Bitcoin bull runs as the market matures and gains wider acceptance. Bitcoin's going through its adolescence, family, puberty. Just saying. This phenomenon is captured through an analysis known as the exponential decay fit, which is employed to evaluate the peaks of Bitcoin's past bull cycles by aligning the historical data points of 2011, 2013, and 2017, which aim to delineate a pattern that could suggest the future price movements. Quoting the analyst here, I wanted to highlight a study looking at the decaying peaks of the Bitcoin price residuals from each cycle. This is what is used to build the decay channel and also the oscillator. Here, I simply did an exponential decay fit of max residuals using the power law model, another model we like to share here on the show. In the study, the analyst applied the model to the 2021 cycle peak, yielding a forecast close to the market behavior. The model predicted a peak of 65,700, closely shadowing the actual peak of 64.6, highlighting the potential reliability of this analytical approach as outlined here in the chart. Now towards 164,000 Bitcoin by next year. Let's break it down. Now extending his analytical framework to the upcoming cycles, he ventured a bold prediction for the 2024-2025 period. The estimation of the decaying peaks model sketches an ambitious trajectory that could see Bitcoin reaching as high as 164 Gs. This projection is based on continuing patterns observed in the Bitcoin past market behaviors. However, caution is required to consider these predictions with skepticism due to the limited data set, considering there's only ever been 4 cycles, and we're just entering the 4th cycle, right? The precise exponential decay of the tops against the power law support is worth taking with a big grain of salt. We only have 4 data points as of now, but this is definitely worth paying attention to as we move through the current cycle. But we'll keep it moving as we continue journeying through this endless Bitcoin odyssey. You feel me? But let me know your thoughts. I think 164,000 is a given. I think most likely we hit that target next year. I think we peak somewhere between 100 and 150,000 this year of 2024. But I do believe we hit the cycle peak, the epoch peak in 2025. And I think it'll be multiple 6 figures. So let me know your thoughts, family. Yummy. Today is a water day for me. 9.5 alkaline water. Nice. Yesterday I was sipping on the 9.5 alkaline water. This morning, I'm sipping on some of the ginger love because I needed some ginger in my life. One of my favorite superfoods. Alkaline is great. I try to buy natural alkaline water and gets pricey to drink it every day. Shares Moonstone. I used to have actually, I still got the machines. The Kangen machines produce alkalized water, so you can actually hook it up to your faucet and then be producing 9.5 alkalized water in abundance as much as you want. The only downside of using the Kangen machine, you need a pre-filtration process because a little filter nowadays is not cleaning all the crap in your water, in your tap water at least. For example, fluoride needs a specific water to remove the fluoride, etc. But anyways, it's an amazing day in Santa Barbara. Come back to visit sometime, JV. Well, if I come back and visit, I got to reach out to you, Moonstone, so I can say hi. Patiently waiting. I've been patiently waiting for a track to explode on. A little 50 Cent throwback there for you. Add the lemon juice. I believe the lemon is added. This is purified water, lemon, ginger, and pineapple. But yeah, you can also add lemon to water. Smart move. I know that's the Oracle's go-to. It alkalizes the body. Even though lemon is acidic, when it enters the body, it's alkalizing your body some way, somehow. Thank God for that one. However, God figured that one out. 75,000 TO, 80,000 possible by the mid-September is possible. Thanks for keeping it 100. You're very welcome, Warner. I try my best to keep it 100. BLX Weekly, the oldest Bitcoin chart in the existence. Bitcoin on the average goes up to Fibonacci levels post-halving. The 1.114 equals 400,000. The 1.236 equals 3 million. Let's freaking go. Yes, water is great. Naturally alkaline, deep source, but pricey. Yup. I have a well water JV. We filter to the iron and calcium, and that is it. Good. You got a life hack there with your own well water. Smart. A whole house water filtration system is a great idea. That too, because the water is so hard and bad from the shower. For example, like Florida water is the worst. I know because I lived in Florida. If you don't have a filtration process, like for your shower water in your house, it's bad. The water makes your skin so dry. It's so toxic. And especially when you turn the heat, like obviously the hot water, it makes it even worse because your pores open up and then your pores are absorbing all the toxins from the water. You know what I mean? So you definitely need some form of filtration system out there. How can we see 100,000 when we can't get to 70? Oh, thee of little faith. There was once a time Bitcoin was $1. In fact, there's people that wrote it off. This will never go nowhere. How do you think those people feel right now? Real talk. I used to drink them great stuff. Salute, JV. Salute, Tip Tyler. I bought the Berkey water filtration system, sits in my kitchen countertop. Yeah, the Berkey is good. I used that one for several years. It uses the charcoal filter. The charcoal filter probably gets rid of the 99% of the impurities from the water. Black water, something water full of minerals to keep us alive versus city fluoride water full of microbes. I've drank it. Yeah, avoid the fluoride because it makes you docile. It's very bad. That's what they started using in the Nazi Germany years to make folks docile so they wouldn't fight back. That was the primary reason they were giving it to the prisoners and such. So you definitely don't want that. And unfortunately, the government does specifically add it to our water supply and claim it's good for you. It's good for you. It's like rat poison is good for you too, according to the government. In moderation, of course. In moderation, of course. Not health advice. But crazy, right? Anything I share on this stream, take with a grain of salt, just FYI to cover my own butt. I don't give investment advice. I don't even give health advice. I just try to keep you entertained. So this entire show is for entertainment purposes only. Just FYI. Okay? Clear? Welcome everyone to the stream. We got close to 1,000 people here. I'm going to sip a couple more sips of the ginger love, and then we'll continue with our feature story of the day. Let's go.
Bitcoin. But I don't sweat it because it's just pathetic to let it get me involved in that sell on the dip crowd, sell on the dip crowd, dip sell, dope sell, no Bitcoin sell. I'm no sellout. Bitcoin.
Roger that.
Roger out.
Shout out Rehan as well. I appreciate the repost. Let's continue. Welcome everyone just joining the stream. I'm going to be streaming at least for another hour. I had to go live early today, 12 o'clock stream. Tomorrow is going to be the same time. Over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, we'll be back to the normal schedule of 4 p.m. Just FYI. Alkaline water is good for us. My plants hate it though. Literally kills them. So I use the RO reverse osmosis filter. Good to know. So the plant water you're saying prefers 5.5 to 6.5 pH. The cool thing with the Kangen machines, you can control the pH level, so you can produce any pH you want. Don't overestimate simple carbon filters. If you doubt me, take a cup of water and a tablespoon of soy sauce, taste it, run it through the filter, taste it again. It's basically the same. Thanks for the insight, Silas, and welcome everyone joining the stream. Let's freaking go. 60 G's. But anyways, fam, now for our featured story of the day. Bitcoin can soon reach $1 million per coin soon if inflation increases. That's right, according to this headline right here. And in fact, the analyst, Fred Krueger, I'm going to share with you his post. Bitcoin is like a giant call option on inflation. If the system can hold together for another 4 years with little to no inflation, we'll probably hold at power law trend line, plus or minus one standard deviation. So he's ultimately projecting Bitcoin hits between $150,000 to $300,000 or so But if we cut rates, print, and then get another big bout of inflation, which in my opinion is the more likely scenario, let me know your thoughts. Bitcoin is then going to the moon with 1 million inside of the next presidential cycle. I'm going to reread that. If we cut rates, print, and then get another big bout of inflation, Bitcoin is going to the moon. 1 million inside of the next presidential cycle. Either way, the odds on the bet are amazing. I couldn't agree more. So his bear sentiment is 150 to 300,000. That's if they have inflation under control, which we know is nothing more than FUD. There's no way you can control inflation when you're printing insane amounts of money with that money printer, right? And when you have a $35 trillion deficit. So we know they're going to continue to print, and we know the system is not going to hold it together for another 4 years. Would you agree with that? Yay or nay? Let me know, and I'm going to read you the actual article here. And let me make sure you guys can read this. I know you're cut off in the very beginning, but you should be able to see the majority of the words. Amid the ongoing Bitcoin price volatility, a popular figure in the crypto community, Freddy Krueger, remember Nightmare on Elm Street? Different Freddy Krueger, has made a bold prediction for the biddy, saying that the value of Bitcoin could reach $1 million sooner than we expect. The statement has sparked discussion amongst the crypto community, and notably, this is not the first time we've gotten $1 million prediction. In fact, virtually every show I share with you almost $1 million prediction, do I not? The price of Bitcoin has fallen just below 60,000, but we're on the cusp of reclaiming it, less than $500 away right now. So yeah, Fred Krueger explained the conditions that can trigger an upsurge, shooting the price of Bitcoin to heights never seen before, according to the post that I just read to you. He compared Bitcoin to a giant call option on inflation, suggesting Bitcoin has an inflation cap, and he opined that the Bitcoin price can hover within that range of 150 to 300,000 for another 4 years if the economy holds stable with little or no inflation. Now, what is stock to flow share? Plan B's infamous model. It shows Bitcoin hovering above 500,000 on average per coin over the next 4 years. So keep that in mind. Conversely, he stressed that if the Fed cuts the interest rates, which is likely to happen in September as per the previous reports, and print more, the economy will witness another explosion of inflation, and the price of Bitcoin will go on its way to the moon within the next presidential cycle. Let me know if you agree. Now, interestingly, this prediction adds to the heap of other bold predictions forecasting Bitcoin to reach 1 million in the coming years, and a report by Coinfomania. The global investment firm Bernstein predicted Bitcoin's value will reach 200,000 per coin in 2025 and rise to 500,000 per coin by 2029 and reach an impressive 1 million by 2033. However, this forecast suggests Bitcoin will reach this level later than Krueger's expectation. And earlier this year, we had market analyst BitPain also gave his analysis on how Bitcoin can achieve the 1 million price feat over the next 5 years. His analysis draws base from Bitcoin mining operations, stating that about 750,000 BTC would be mined within this period. Citing historical movements, he noted about 20 to 30% of the existing Bitcoin supply will be available for sale in the bull market. Quoting him here, I tend to think it'll be lower than the prior cycles, maybe 10 to 15% for many reasons. The long bear we have just exited, the rise of the maxi hodler, and the death of crypto as an asset class, and the emergence of Bitcoin as a treasury class asset. That's right. As Bitcoin game theory continues, the United States may be adopting Bitcoin as a strategic treasury reserve asset, at least according to Trump and RFK Jr. if they're elected. Now, considering this, he opined about 2 to 6 million biddies will enter the market, increasing circulation to 2.7 to 6.75 million. The anticipated surge in price will be catalyzed by an influx of institutional funds into the Bitcoin market, guessing that about 1 to 5 trillion will be pumped into the market between this year and 2029. So there you have it, yo. Let me know your thoughts surrounding the bullish prediction from Fred Krueger. Do you think we will likely continue to print like a mofo? The system will explode and send Bitcoin to the moon at $1 million or more for this specific presidential cycle? Holla at your boy and let me know, and I'll read your comments out loud. Family, everyone, welcome to the Q&A segment of the live show. Speaking of the activated charcoal, run a bottle of crap vodka through it a few times. Now you have Kettle One Grey Goose. Greg, I miss Hecklefish and Gertie. Well, let me know, JC, when the next, what's it called? That show, the Y-Files, and we'll stream it. Not stream it, but we will react to it like we did the previous episode. That was actually fun. Trump did say at the Bitcoin conference, it is going to the moon. He did say that, Crypto Aussie. If the Fed cuts the rates, we will go into a Japanese-style crash. If they keep it the same, we'll go into a depression slowly. It's a catch-22. Good point. C-list, I think many people will be harmed in altcoins this cycle. Last, you could just gamble on random popular altcoins early. Yeah, previous cycles, you can just invest in the top 20 altcoins and become rich. This cycle, it may be much different. Agreed. Could be much, much different. Could Bitcoin do what it did the first halving? A 98x? Empires, nations, countries, ETFs, pensions, Prive, Pub, Corps, you, me, all jumping in. Let's get it. Good point. Maybe we can 98x. Bitcoin has no top. Fiat has no bottom. Who says that the dollar can't lose 98 times its value? They claim they have inflation under control. Did Amber get whacked? Probably, JBZ. This is probably what happened to Amber, if I was to speculate. And I'm going to assume JC did it. JC messed him up.
That fuck him up.
Let JC do her stuff.
I'ma do my stuff. Why you trolling like a bitch?
Ain't you tired trying to strike a chord? Probably a miner. And I ain't talking about Bitcoin miner. Just for the record. Timed out. Yeah, that will happen. That will happen. If you're disrespectful in the chat, you may get timed out. In fact, there's a good chance you get timed out. Forever. But anyways, fam, they not like us.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
Now, we all know Bitcoin is the best asset.
Oh, nice. Dankness on top of his A game.
You agree? And there is no second best asset.
That's right, Mikey. Thanks for the reminder. I see we got 1,100 people on the stream. We appreciate all the support, family. And again, if anyone reposts, you're going to get hooked up. Shout out Orange Pill Pod. I see all these reposts. Greatly appreciate Max and Stacy. They're the bomb diggity. Make sure you're following the Orange Pill Podcast. Let me show you their X account. Of course, Max and Stacy, big influencers. I know Max's account probably has over 600,000 followers. They also have the Orange Pill Podcast account for their podcast, has over 30,000 followers. I highly encourage you to follow them. And also Hodl House, which is a new account, which I'm a delegate on. So I do some posts on it on their behalf. And you'll be able to find it, Hodl House Studio. You'll notice there's 1,200 followers already. So shout out Max, Stacy, and the rest of the fam for doing what they do. Miner. Exactly. Trying to strike a chord. You're trying to strike the wrong chord here. My grandbaby is singing Not Like Us with You Too Funny. It's such a good song. Kids, sing along. They not like us. They not like us. Facts.
They not like us. They not like us.
They not like us. Real talk. Well, looks like we're correcting a little more down and we're still in the green. We got so close to 60. We hit during the stream, we were just at 59.8 and some change. Less than 200 away, and now we're descending back down. So let's see if we can get above that major psychological hurdle of 60,000 before the end of the day. That's a key right now. Shout out JBZ, Nacho Keys, Nacho Cheese. Appreciate the reminder. It's so true. So true. Only keep on the exchanges what you can afford to lose. Just like the banks. Only keep fiat in the bank you can afford to lose. What do we call those who hoard fiat as a store of value?
But most of the people who are buying assets at some point want to sell the assets at a profit.
Let me know if that's true.
People that use.
Seriously, ditch the dirty, what does that say? The dirty dolls? Oh, the dirty dollar. You know how the heart cuts off the word? I'm like, the dirty dolls? What dirty dolls? But yeah, ditch the dirty dollar. Agreed with you, brother. And stack the biddies while you still can.
Fiat currency as a store of value.
Yeah, what do we call them? Forever, Laura. Poor plebs. You nailed it, Dankness.
We call them poor. We call them poor.
So that's why you want to save in Bitcoin. It is the greatest savings technology to ever exist in humankind. There's no better asset class to save in. There's a reason we call it the apex predator, right? Your purchasing power is mathematically guaranteed to increase as it has been since the inception of Bitcoin, and it will continue. It's not going to slow down. Just remember, 7 of the past 8 August on average, Bitcoin corrects 20%, then takes off September to October. I appreciate the reminder, Greg. I only transfer to the bank when I have to pay the bills. That is it. Same here. So my mom was telling me a story about my uncle getting robbed at a $6,000 out of his account, trying to figure out how it even happened. And we were kind of discussing that. I'm like, Mom, only keep in the bank what you can afford to lose. Clearly, they're shady, shysty mofos. Your money can just disappear, and then they'll just say, not our responsibility. I really, really would love to see that $1 million Bitcoin by at least 2025. That'd be pretty lit. 8 point. My synopsis would be most likely by 2029. If I was to guess a year and pinpoint a year, I think it would happen in 2029, which is the year preceding the following halving in 2028. However, I hope I'm wrong. I pray I'm wrong. And I would personally as well love to see 1 million in 2025. I know it's a possibility, but to keep it 100 with my spirit, I don't think it's the most probable scenario. But I am open to the possibility. If I was to throw a percentage on it, just making it up out of thin air, because that's what we do, I'd give it maybe a 15 to 20% chance that we can hit $1 million prior to 2028. Still not too shabby. 15, 20% chance. That means it can happen. Remember Dumb and Dumber? So you're saying there's a chance? 15% is not too shabby. 500, 750,000 cycle peak. By my technical analysis as the Oracle, your money can disappear. Yes, your money can disappear from the bank. Someone allegedly stole it, and so he had to cause a scene at the bank. They did return his funds, but he had to cause a frickin' scene. And my uncle is a well-connected person. His last name is Gambino. I'll leave it at that. And they did the right thing and gave him his money back. But trust me, they tried not to. So, crazy. And that's Wells Fargo. It's one of the larger banks. My mom banks with Wells Fargo. So I warned her as well. I'm like, you know what I mean? There's a reason we Bitcoin. Take your money out of the banks. We don't trust them. And I'm reading stories and headlines every day of people's accounts, their dollars disappearing. Like every day it's in the headlines. So I'm just like, nah, that can never happen to everybody. It just happened to a family member. So it could happen to you. 2030 is too far at my age. Jesus said, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, in reference to the gold talon with Caesar's image on it. Good point there, Greg. So yeah, money disappears. It's not real. Go figure. There's fake money. You and I are related, JV. Cool. Oh, snap. Last name. Italiano, eh? Biddies with start. Its moon run is Sweptember. The miners need to sell and a profit. Keep running. Run, Forrest, run.
People that use
What do we call them, folks?
fiat currency.
Is the bull market over? No. The bull market hasn't even really began. Keep it in mind, previous cycle peak was 69 in 2021. We hit 73. So if you guys think that was the height of the bull, come on, you're in for a rude awakening. Hold Bitcoin. It is your image on it. Siciliano, JV. There you go. My Sicilian fam.
We call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor.
And shout out Chandy10 Music, 92,000 subs strong. Make sure to subscribe to her channel. And this is a call to action to everyone watching on X as well. Chandy10 Music creates the #1 Bitcoin music hands down. She started her channel producing content for the show here less than 2 months ago. I'm very proud of her because she has 92,000 subs, and she's this close to reaching a massive milestone, which is 100,000 subs on YouTube, which is not easy to do. And she accomplished it in less than 2 months, which is phenomenal. So she's going to get that very sexy gold YouTube plaque here very soon. So make sure to subscribe to her channel. There's a brand new video up on it as well, the Kamala Jammy Jam video. Make sure to drop a comment on it. Jamie the Tapeworm. There's just so many classics on the channel. So we encourage you to support her and subscribe and watch some of the videos, comment, and love is love. Love is love, love. We'll show that love right back. Bitcoin is up 450 million%. Thank you. Since inception. Nah, that's far from a bull run. More like a hypersonic shot to Pluto. And if I remember correctly, if science was accurate, Pluto is the furthest planet from the Earth, or at least the smallest, right? Now, have they discovered new planets allegedly since then? Who knows? It's a mystery. Kamala likes toes too. This is true. She likes camels and toes, apparently. Tu es bellissimo familia. Word up, dankness. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I try. I'm going to assume that's a little Italiano. Planet X. Oh, that's right. I actually relocated to Medellin, Colombia in 2012 because of that story. I didn't know if it was going to be the end of the world. I didn't know if the earth was going to be flooded. So I moved to a country with the highest elevation I can find that was still desirable to live. And that was Medellin, Colombia, 2012. I actually hosted an end of the world party in December of 2012. I have the photos and videos to prove it. So yeah, JV hosted an end of the world party in Medellin, Colombia back in 2012. It was pretty lit, by the way. And thank God the world is still intact. So Planet X is Nibiru, if I'm pronouncing that right. The Anunnaki. Those that come from heaven to earth. That's Italian for you are a beautiful family. Oh, thank you, Dankness. Greatly appreciate, respect. Right back at you, brother. You are beautiful too, DD. So yeah, what's a 450 million% appreciation?
We call them poor.
But here's what we're going to do, family. We're going to continue with the stream. We're going to continue with the uncensored, extended version of the podcast. We already have over 1,200 people here. So shout out everyone joining us this fabulous day. But we're going to end the YouTube stream and continue on X and Rumble. So if you're on YouTube, I encourage you right now, head on over to rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net. Again, it's rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net. So you can continue with us on the uncensored, extended version of the pod. Let's go.